This is the new, the next generation armor they've been talking about, in that they're releasing, and we're gonna have to kind of see. We're gonna see. I know no one wants to farm new armor, but hear me out before you even dive into this. Bonus armor sets where you wear 2R4 paired with your favorite exotic sounds really great. I thought that was always a great concept. It works great in like Diablo and World of Warcraft. Those are really great, especially when it's tied to an activity. It makes you want to earn the gear from the activity and wear that gear for the activity, as long as the bonus set actually makes sense. It's not something like, oh, you get extra glimmer, you know? So that type of concept I think is super dope. Do I want to farm continuously and replace every piece of armor I have? Not really. I don't want to do that. Now, if there's an easy way to do it by playing set activity, I don't mind it. But if it's going to take me hours on end to replace all the armor I have, I just don't think it's going to be worth it. You know, but we'll see. I think sets are great. It sounds annoying for a lot of people. I think Diablo does a fantastic job about it. And having that sort of like armor crafting and build crafting in Destiny is something that's needed for long-term gameplay. If it worked with ornaments, it'd be better, but they can't. They just can't, right? Because then you can just... people would find a way to bug it where you wear a bonus set and you ornament it too and you get double. It just doesn't make sense. It would never work as bonuses. It would have to be whole new armor sets, you know, but it has to make sense, right? You have to get the set and you have to get the stat bonuses, but they're making the stat bonuses easier. So it doesn't seem like they're trying to make it harder to get these armor sets. But let's go take a look. What are we talking about here? Armor will be more active, interesting part of build crafting. Stats will be reworked to be more impactful, less confusing, and less constraining. Set bonuses will be introduced to give individual armor sets more unique identities and build crafting elements. The problem. In the years of the last major update, Chalice keeps Armor 2.0 and Armor has settled into a relatively static part of the reward story. Right, you just have to hope for the best. Have the right stat rules, there is very little else to look forward to, and the intrinsic balance of stat values has a lock-in effect that makes it hard to want to swap anything out anyway. For Armor to be exciting again, it needs to be some unique properties, and stats need to be easier to manage without some need for fine-tuning. Rework stat mechanics. Stat effects will no longer be tiered every 10 points. Every point in a stat will provide a benefit. This change is intended to reduce the lock-in effect that happens when a fine-tuned combination of stat values makes it feel impossible to switch out any single armor piece. 2. Stat effects will be capped at 200, so we're only jumping up by 100, with the range from 101 to 200 providing additional powerful effect building on the base effect. This change is intended to support deeper investment in a smaller number of stats and a spikier stat distribution on armor with fewer secondary dump stats. Okay, so they're making it easier to read. We're not going to have 0 to 200. It's just going by 10, so there's no like numbers in between. Chesty, isn't that what it said? It said that. Oh no, right here, Chesty, yeah. In addition to the above changes, the distribution of stats to armor will also be changing. Legendary armor will have a stat archetype, which determines the primary and secondary stat types, with a third stat being a free roll. The values of these stats should overall be spikier, leading to fewer points in dump stats. The class slot Hunter Cloaks, Warlock Bonds, and Titan Marks will have a full stat distribution on par with other slots. All right, so this is Chesty. Let's take a look at this. Very easy to read, no like 32, so we don't have to worry about the whole... I'm guessing they're just jumping by 10, so there's no longer like 31, 29, there's no numbers like that. We're just gonna have a bunch of 10s, which is really, really nice. You see 150, 200, they're gonna turn blue when they're over that 101 mark for the bonus stats. This armor tier is called Brawler, which is interesting. So strength and discipline are the most important things. The Brawler archetype. Brawler armor archetypes have extreme melee and other close range capabilities. So these are the archetypes that they were talking about being added to armor, and this is going to be the bonus it's going to have, right? And you have your set bonuses 2, and this is 4. I think this is a pretty good chance. I mean, a pretty good change. Pretty good chance. This is a pretty good change. I really love the aspect of being able to chase an armor archetype, because it makes the entire essence of like chasing armor worth it. It's not going to be just, oh, here's armor and that's it, right? Is that what they said? It does say improved hand cannon dexterity. We haven't seen that before. That is new. You're right. Good. I didn't even see that. So I wonder if they're putting like, this is going to be like a +2 or +5 on the normal hand cannon dexterity. So we're getting enhanced armor perks. Good catch, Greek. I didn't even see that. Yeah. So we're getting essentially enhanced armor mods, which is going to be interesting. I just don't know how big the numbers are going to be. And I don't know how we're going to store all these. So that's interesting. The result will be a smaller number of unique stats on any piece of armor with a larger contribution to these stats, and every stat point providing a benefit. These changes should ultimately make every piece of armor more interesting and easier to evaluate. One, am I excited to chase down all this armor? Sounds like a lot of work for how long I've been playing this game. Do I really want to do it? Not entirely. But if the archetypes are worth it and the bonus stats are worth it, I'm definitely going to do it regardless, because once again, I'm never leaving Destiny, always going to be here. So it gives me something to do. New stats. Improve specific weak stats that offer little value. Reduce or eliminate mandatory must-have stats. Overall, improve understandability of stats and their effects. Okay, they're under active development, so this is all work in progress. This isn't set in stone. So if you guys have any issues with this, make sure to leave comments on social media, YouTube videos, things like that, to express what you think should be changed or shouldn't be changed in terms of all these changes. And don't be mean. Don't be like, oh, this sucks, dead game. Give like a real feedback if you actually care. If not, just shut up. All right. Discipline from 1 to 100 provides increasing grenade cooldown reduction. From 101 to 200 provides an increasing chance to gain a bonus grenade charge whenever your grenade becomes available. Stat renamed to grenade to improve readability. So things are easier for everybody. They're changing discipline to grenade. They're changing strength to melee. Those are the only two that seem to be changing. We'll take a look down here below. But strength is the same thing, increased cooldown. You can get a second melee charge 100 to 200, and the stat's going to be renamed special ammo. There's a special ammo stat now. From 1 to 100, increase the rate at which special ammo bricks drop from final blows. From 101 to 200 provides an increasing chance that a double-sized brick will drop. Crazy. We can get bricked up now. Fantastic. Now, these are some of the set bonuses they're releasing to us right now. I'm sure this isn't all of them. I don't see anything trials related, so that kind of sucks. But here we go. Text Machina while shooting from the hip. You have increased movement speed and weapon handling. Effects increase when you score hits. When you have 4 pieces, Text Machina weapons have increased range and accuracy when hip fired. DMT and last word users gonna hate them. Non-stop aggression. Final blows or freshly reload weapons heal you. Damaging a target with a shotgun or fusion rifle increases the damage it takes from those weapons for a short time. Definitely more PvE related. Demolition expert during hits with explosive weapons temporarily increase the reload speed. Not really that exciting. These are very PvE related. This first one I think is going to be more PvP related. Set of 4 repeated direct hits with explosive weapons temporarily increase grenade ability damage. Okay. Activating your grenade gives you a nearby ally's damage resistance against combatants. Defeating champions with a finisher. So these 3 are all super hard PvE related. This one is going to be annoying for PvP. So it's going to be interesting. Good question. You guys are already asking this. What happens to my old armor? Old legendary armor changed as little as possible, but because the change to stat mechanics and types are global changes, old armor pieces will have their stat types, but not their values, changed around. When possible, these changes will be to the most similar stats, but with some stats being fundamentally reworked, this won't be possible. Okay, so what they're saying is, and you're not going to like this, Sithix, you have to get new armor. So they're essentially telling everyone your old armor, they're going to try to change it as close as they can. Some things they won't be able to change. So realistically, Bungie is telling you, you have to go get new armor. You have to. You have to go get new armor. That's what they're saying. Your old armor is just not going to be worth it. They're going to try to do the best that they can. But realistically, as of right now, still work in progress, your old armor is going to be worth it. Everything you've earned for armor-wise, you're going to have to get new armor. Let's talk about the exotic armor. Updating the exotic armor pursuit is our roadmap, but won't be part of the initial drop update. Of the update that's focusing on legendary armor. So to make sure that exotics and their build-defining perks remain a compelling option, we are working out a design that will allow players to update their exotic armor to bring their stat bonuses in line with the changes to legendary armor. Hopefully, it doesn't mean we have to chase down new exotic armor. The new exotic class items introduced a final shape are a special case. Even though legendary class items will be getting full random stats with this update, we don't wish to add additional randomness to the exotic class item chase. Instead, we'll be providing a method for players to update their existing class exotic items with additional stats of their choosing to bring them in line with the stat contribution of the new legendary class items. More details on longer term plans for exotic. Okay, so exotic class items, that's probably worth farming right now. So go, you're fine. That they're essentially gonna let us choose what stats we want to put on the exotic class items. So that's good. We also saw that thing that they released on social media before, where we can choose what perks go into the exotic class item. So that's probably all going to come down in line together. So exotic class items are fine. All your other armor, they're trying to figure out how to make it work with exotic armor. Any legendary armor, yeah, go get new armor. My vault is full. Where am I supposed to store all this new armor? We know that vault pressure is a real problem for many players. I've had 700 out of 700 since the final shape. Cool. Even with the recent increases in vault space, outside of adding more space, an option, real solutions that enable long-term storage of more desirable rules are really hard problems. But those are the problems we're penciling into our roadmap at or around next year's second expansion, codenamed Behemoth. We'll share more details and we have a clear direction for how we think we could solve this one. So based on that, it sounds like they might give us another 100 vault slots for Frontiers, but by Behemoth, they're probably trying to figure out a way to have a separate storage for armor. Because obviously with set bonuses, with stats, with build crafting, if they really want to deep dive and create all this crafting like MMOs like Diablo and World of Warcraft have, we need so much. We literally need 1,000 slots just for armor. So that's what it means. So realistically, by 2025, we'll have that, or they're just gonna give us extra vault space going into Frontiers. Frontiers isn't supposed to launch until I believe spring. I think they're shooting for spring 2024. So hopefully we get that. But all these changes are really good. In terms of armor, one, I'm a PvP player. I'm excited to build craft for PvP in terms of this, getting set bonuses for Crucible, trials for comp, things like that. This adds a whole new aspect of things I'm willing to chase, as opposed to me hoping I get decent armor. So I'm okay with this. Now, as long as we get more more set bonuses over these 4, which I think we will. I think obviously these are just the 4. Remember, this is all Codename Frontiers, has nothing to do with Revenant. This isn't coming until early 2025, mid 2025. So don't even worry about this. I think we're going to have a lot more than 4 set bonuses. I think this is just the 4 they have locked down and are ready to show. I think there are going to be a lot more in terms of, it's probably going to be Gambit ones, PvP ones. There's probably going to be Grandmaster ones. There's going to be a lot of different sets. So I'm excited to see what they dive into. This is a really good change. A change we probably needed with the final shape and not this late into Destiny 2. But we'll see how it goes. We'll have to see how many players survive Revenant. Codename Frontiers is shaping up to be a really great change for the Destiny 2 universe. But the problem is, are we going to survive until Codename Frontiers comes out?